How would you feel the moment you realize the world has changed? Let me tell you a quick little story that has everything to do with the future of our world and how you fit into it. From history, our forefathers were people who lived independent lives. They were in charge of their future and always worked hard to feed themselves and their families. They were businessmen and women who generated income from the sale of the surplus they had. By so doing, they created an independent society governed by free will. But with mechanization and industrialization, so many of these independent people abandoned their core values and quickly grabbed this new approach to life. By so doing also, they lost their freedom, their free will, and their independence. But in 1917, the world faced a huge problem. Nations were working hard to compete in this industrialized economy, and there was a shortage. Not a shortage of oil or coal or other natural resources. It was a shortage of people, specifically obedient factory workers. The solution to this economic dilemma was an experiment of sorts. It hadn't been done before until someone thought of it: mandatory public schools. Unfortunately, the initial purpose of the public school system was not to inspire children or generate scholars, and it wasn't created for dreamers, people who color outside the lines, break the rules, and challenge the status quo. The public school system of the early 1900s was invented to create a nation full of adults who would obediently do their jobs in factory assembly lines. Teaching children to sit in straight rows and scheduling the entire day with the ringing of bells wasn't by chance. Punishing those who didn't conform was very purposeful. These were the skills they will need to join the labor force. Intentionally or not, this method of turning dreamers into workers was an investment in the nation's economic future, and it worked. This then led to several generations of productive, fully employed workers. But that isn't working anymore. Why? Our economy has changed. We don't live in an industrialized economy anymore. We live in a connected economy. Right now, there are more users on Facebook than there were people on the planet 200 years ago. Technology has made it possible for us to connect with people, ideas, and information from anywhere in the world instantaneously. And as a result, our economy has expanded from localized towns and communities to the entire world. We have globalized trade in nearly every way. In the past, the obedient do what you are told without question people were rewarded for working hard and putting their dreams aside in order to toe the line. They were given well-paying jobs that led to long-term careers. They were guaranteed pensions and benefits, and the promise that they would always be taken care of. And they were. But that promise is gone for most of us today. Even if you have a white-collar job, the majority of white-collar workers are still working in factory. Instead of operating a sewing machine, welding a metal, they now push pencils, type on keyboards, or process paperwork. It's still factory work because the entire focus of the day is spent on increasing productivity, which leaves little room or no room at all for creativity, spontaneity, or individuality. The educated, hard-working masses are still doing what they are told to do, but they are no longer getting what they deserve. Even if you do everything you are told to do today, graduate from high school, go to university, get a degree, work hard, and get whatever job you can find. If you are lucky enough to find one, you are not guaranteed anything. Companies are being forced to change with the changing economy or die right now. Layoffs happen more often than opening jobs appear. If you have a job where your boss tells you exactly what you have to do, he or she would always find someone cheaper than you to do it. Did you know that the average life of job now is 4.5 years? Contrast that to the 1960s when it was 40 years. The connected economy rewards a different group of people. It rewards the people who see things differently, who don't conform, people who have ideas that no one else has, people who are willing to work hard, but also know that the old way of doing things is broken. The connected economy rewards you not for being a worker, but for standing up and reaching out. The connected economy rewards the connectors. Whether it is connecting a person to a person, a business to a business to a product, or a product to a person, those who learn how to connect are the ones who will survive and excel in the connected economy. That is how the world has changed. It is not about to change. It already has. Things are done differently now, and they are not going back to where they used to be. Look at Facebook. What's their product? It's you. Your network, your information, your ideas, they all have value. Does Facebook pay you money for selling your information to advertisers? No, but we'll still use it because we have an innate desire to connect with people. In fact, neuroscientists have found we are actually hardwired to connect to each other. Look at Uber, the world's largest taxi company. Do they own any vehicle? No, they don't. They simply connect riders to drivers. Some people know how to leverage this innate ability in today's economy, but most don't. And because they don't know how to do it, most of them are paralyzed by fear, resisting the shift despite clear indications telling them it is time to change. In 1917, a group of people performed an experiment that forever changed the way we earn a living. The world today is facing another huge problem. We are facing a shortage of our own, not a shortage of factory workers or consumers. The world already has enough of those. We have a shortage today of dreamers and connectors. And so, we are holding our own little experiment, and you happen to be the subject of it. This presentation was specifically designed to seek out and find the connectors around us, those who recognize that we are on the brink of the next economic revolution, who are ready to thrive in the connected economy, and who are searching for the best way to do it. The internet and technology are rapidly changing the way we do everything today, including how we make a living. It's not too late to embrace the change and find a way to make yourself relevant and profitable in our brave new world. And that's why we have invited you here today. We've created something that rewards you for connecting. It pays you for bringing together people behind a cause, a product, or idea. And we have systematized it and made it so simple you can do it from anywhere, with anyone, at any time. If you are passionate about helping people, if you are passionate about changing lives, if you want to position yourself to be a capitalizing force within the connected revolution instead of a bystander, let's start now. Do you remember the moment you realized the world has changed? How about the moment you realized you could change with it? Are you ready for the details?